Hey, what's up everyone, Nick here. So after the release of the official Alien Covenant trailer, we have a lot of questions about, what the direction of this movie is actually going to be and what the story is, because it seems like a lot has changed in the 4 years that have come after Prometheus' release, and then, this whole planned trilogy of Alien prequels that were going to lead into the original film from 1979. So basically what the topic of this video is going to be is talking about whether or not Alien Covenant is actually a true sequel to Prometheus, because yes, it is the follow-up to Prometheus, however, is it actually going to continue where those story points left off? Now I'm going to basically talk about, what has happened throughout the production of this film and what Ridley Scott has said in various interviews over the years about this sequel, that was originally going to be called Alien Paradise Lost, or just simply Paradise. Now Ridley Scott spoke about the film first, I believe, in 2012 and 2013 when he was kind of doing press rounds for Prometheus, and he said, quote, "It's going to be its own separate thing because they are going to the planet of the engineers and they're going to see what happened there. It was a disaster, and they will be in that alien craft, aka the Juggernaut, that takes them there, but with a new group that's incoming, a new group of travelers in the beginning of the first act." He later spoke about the film yet again, confirming what we had already heard about it, saying that, quote, "It continues after the last one, where Elizabeth Shaw says, 'I want to go where they came from,' and you've got Michael Fassbender in 2 parts, so she'll slowly put him back together. They will go to the world of the engineers. That's where they're going to go. They will find out who would design such an awful biomechanoid creature like a massive piece of bacteria." During the 2012 WonderCon, Scott stated that Prometheus would leave many questions unanswered, and that these questions could be answered in a sequel, saying, "If we're lucky there'll be a second part. It does leave you with some nice open questions." When asked whether or not Prometheus was an actual direct prequel to Alien, writer Damon Lindelof said, "If we're fortunate enough to do a sequel, it will tangentialize even further away from the original Alien, thus moving the plot into a spin-off territory where you actually have 2 parallel lines and one of them lines is going off in another direction, which would be the Prometheus story of the space jockeys or engineers, however you want to call them." The next time we actually heard some substantial news about this Prometheus sequel was in 2015 when Ridley Scott was promoting The Martian. He would go on to say that the classic xenomorph would appear, which of course contradicts his earlier statements about no aliens appearing in this film and it just being about the engineers, and he actually dubbed the film Alien Paradise Lost at that point in reference to the John Milton poem. In November of 2015, Fox officially announced the film's title as Alien Covenant, and screenwriter John Logan was brought aboard to overhaul the script, and it was revealed that this would be the first of 3 additional films before leading into the original Alien from 1979. When pre-production began on the film in December of 2015, starting with casting, Ridley Scott confirmed Michael Fassbender would of course return as the android David, and a new android named Walter, but that Noomi Rapace's Shaw would not. Deadline later confirmed that she had joined the cast after filming had already began, and they reported she was only on set for a couple of weeks. So what really happened here? Was there actually a Prometheus 2 in which Shaw and David were the focal characters, or have things been changed into a new sort of soft rebooted prequel trilogy starting with Alien Covenant, which is what I think actually happened. I think that they really looked at the negative reception that Prometheus had. Well, I don't really want to say negative, I want to say it was a very mixed reception. I for one have mixed feelings about this movie. I think it did a lot of things right, and it was very interesting because it explored a different facet of the Alien universe, really getting into the theories and wonders behind this new race called the Engineers, and actually figuring out who that guy was in the chair in the first Alien film from 1979. A lot of people wanted that story to be followed up because at the end of Prometheus you saw Elizabeth Shaw and David, and they were in the Juggernaut and they were going to fly off to the engineers' homeworld to actually get some answers from this ancient race. And it seems like we might not actually be getting those answers in this film, because if you actually watch the trailer, it paints a film that's very similar to what we've gotten of previous Alien films. Crew finds a distress beacon, they go to the planet, things happen, people get infected, and you got xenomorphs running around killing everybody. And I think a lot of people were expecting something a bit different from this Prometheus sequel, and, while that is a shame, I'm still very much looking forward to the release of Alien Covenant. I think it looks like a fantastic film. It looks very different in terms of scale and scope and, just locations and characters. I have no doubt that Alien Covenant will acknowledge the events of the Prometheus film, as we can see the derelict ship in the trailer, and David is of course in the movie, so we'll at least get some plot points followed up on. Hopefully it does a lot of things right, but I can't help but wonder what we could have gotten with a true Prometheus sequel in Paradise Lost. So anyways, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you guys think of the Alien Covenant film thus far? How is it shaping up to be, the release of the trailer and everything? And what are your thoughts on the could have been sequel with Alien Paradise Lost, where trailer would have actually focused on Elizabeth Shaw and David meeting their makers, being the engineers. Be sure to leave all those thoughts in the comment section below, and if you guys are fans of the Alien and Predator franchise, stick with the Hyper Network for all of your latest news, updates, and theories. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you guys next time.